Hey everyone. I don't know what happened to meat stick. Hold on, let me check my my other. That works. What happened with meat stick? There we go. Alright. I don't know what the hell went wrong there. Anyway, we're on with a new time today. See if we can meld into other people's schedules a little better. Instead of doing mid-afternoon on a Thursday. So, we are here on our Africa special, as you could see from the screen. We have that beautiful Africa flag collage. But we are going. We are doing, today we're doing SEGA WAT, which is a African beef stew. We're doing something called FUFU, which was requested by one of the viewers, and now we are doing, we're also doing NITER KIBBEH, which is basically a spiced up clarified butter, which that is probably what we're going to start with, since that needs to go for about 30 and 40 minutes to get up to its flavor potential. So, Uncle Bear is in the middle of something on a phone somewhere, so he'll be in just a moment. But until then, it's just me. And we need coriander, fennel, I think turmeric, I think cloves, cumin. Let me double check all this. I've never made this before, obviously. So, we're using fennel seeds instead of fenugreek seeds because I don't think I have fenugreek seeds. We need whole peppercorns, which I have right here. We need a cinnamon stick. I think I need my basil and my oregano as well. Got a lot of shit in this. So what do we got? We've got, let's just count out everything here. We've got garlic. We're going to need some garlic. We'll need some ginger. And all this is just for spice. It's not actually for, this will probably be enough ginger. We will need clarified butter. Well, we need butter. It wants me to clarify my own, but since I already have ghee, I'm just going to go ahead and use my ghee. Then we're going to make a half the recipe instead of the whole recipe. Cardamom, black cardamom. Where did I put that? There it is. I had to buy this. I didn't have black cardamom. So I need black cardamom. Do a little one and a big one. Those are very fragrant. Ooh, very fragrant. What else? This is a lot of spices for one thing. So here comes a cinnamon stick. I don't need a big one. Like I said, since we're doing half a recipe, I can use a smaller, thinner one. Come on. There we go. Cinnamon. I need some onion chopped, which Uncle Bear will do when he gets here. Whole black peppercorns, half a teaspoon of them. Well, I'll put all the whole things in, like the seeds and stuff, in one thing, so we have to do a quick toasting on them. So basically a half a teaspoon of whole peppercorns. About that. 3 whole cloves. We'll do, again, we'll do 2 since we're doing a half order. Fenugreek seed, like I said, I'm going to use fennel seed instead since I don't have fenugreek seed. I know I have fenugreek somewhere. Again, a half teaspoon. Coriander seed. Now the rest of the things are ground and or dried. So we'll get these going first. Boom, boom, boom. Here comes Uncle Bear. We have new mics, so.
I may have to go if my phone rings.
Why is that?
But they're going to call me back on the dispatch.
Oh, okay. There we go. There's Uncle Bear.
Hello, hello.
Go ahead and
Welcome
wave.
to the show.
All right, so
Where we at?
I'm just making.
You want me to cut this up?
Yeah, just go ahead and just start chopping that onion up into fine dice. Yeah,
fine dice.
Yeah, just regular like we do for stews and things.
Yeah. I think I should sharpen this thing to begin with.
Yep. Well, you got to do it here, Michelle. You got to kind of do it at an angle. You want to do it at basically 23 degrees. So you just do the blade. You don't do it like that. That doesn't. You
Okay.
gotta.
Pays to know what you're doing. Thank you.
So, so I'm going to get these onto some heat. Where's the heat? Camera 4. There we go. So I'm going to put these things on a little bit of heat and just toast them a little bit. And go ahead and put the...
Now this is the fine dice, right?
Yeah, just like stew, like we would do if we were going to do a stew and you wanted onion in it.
Okay.
We have decided against doing the second stew because we would just end up having way too much stew. The African peanut stew. We might do that in the future. And we haven't decided on whether or not we're going to do the requested oatmeal marshmallow fluff cookies. If we have time, we will try to squeeze it in, but I am missing one of the ingredients, the coconut extract. I just don't have, and I couldn't get it here in time. None of the stores that I went to had it. All right. So keep an eye on this, Uncle Bear, and just when it starts to smell really fragrant, let me know.
Okay.
All right. So for the other dry spices, we are going to need. Well, I still have to do the garlic and that dried oregano. I need about a half teaspoon. Oh, I need to put. Did I get the cumin out? I don't think I did. So that's our dried oregano. Let me put the cumin in with the other stuff. Already beginning to smell stuff. All right, so then I need also ground nutmeg. So I need to get up from over here. All right. That. Basically, this has every frickin' spice you can think of in it. Ow, I think that's toasty enough. I want you to be happy. Don't live inside your room. Let me just put that right on top of that. Alright, so I just put all those seeds and things into the clarified butter. You can see right there. And we're going to just cook that for like a half hour or more with all this other stuff that I'm putting in it as well. Alright, so that's got that. That's in there. Need some turmeric. Haven't opened the turmeric yet. This is brand new. About a eighth of a teaspoon of that. Dried basil. There's something called Besalobilla, which I don't have, but they say that dry basil is a good. Now we're going to do about a half a tablespoon or so, maybe a little more. And there's another one which I don't have, which is corset, which is just oregano again. Alright, so that is all the stuff that goes into this NITER KIBBEH, which, like I said, seems like just about everything I own. I got to do the ginger and the garlic, so let me get this in here. Alright. About ready to make a drink. Since we're starting so late, I can start drinking earlier, which that's the only good news about starting late.
Well, it's 5 o'clock in New York.
It is 5 o'clock in New York.
And if it's 5 o'clock there, it's 5 o'clock everywhere.
That is true.
And a cocktail to trade.
That's only logic. Alright. Garlic can go in. And some ginger. The ginger I don't really have to peel. In fact, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna chop it until. Because all of this is getting strained out anyway. So there we go. There's my KIBBEH, or my NITER KIBBEH. Alright, so that's going. Now we're going to go on to either, should we start on the FUFU yet? Or we should start on the beef. Oh yeah, because we have to cook all those ingredients in the beef for a while. Let me get the beef out of the fridge too so we can get Now they're on. Shit. Have I been going this whole time without any audio? Yeah. When you hit the button to turn it off, it'll start flashing green instead of red, unlike the other one. So that's how you know you're off.
Do you want this at a full boil?
Not operating properly. Now it's back. Just keep talking to people while I go get the other.
Hello, hello. Do we have people? Hello, everybody. We're checking mics again.
Two, test 1, 2, testing. Testing. Well, at least they're working. There you go. There you go. Alright, well, at least these ones are still working. Fucking pieces of shit. So much for that. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Yeah, we're still going. Alright, now I have no idea how much alcohol I put in here so far. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-ish. I think we're close enough.
As long as you get the ish in there, that's what's
That's
important.
true.
It's the ish.
Ish.
That's the most important thing. If they do it 11, it's no good. It's
Let me make sure we got audio going.
I'm
Testing
clean.
1, 2,
I'm,
testing 1, 2,
clean.
1, 2, testing 1, 2, 1, 2. So we got audio again. All right, we have audio back at least. Oh man, my streams have been just fucking riddled with problems like that in the last few weeks, making it almost impossible to maintain any kind of audience that might show up.
That's true.
All right, well, this is a pretty strong drink, so that's fine. I need it. All right, that's still going way too hard.
And it says an hour?
I hope I haven't ruined it already
Why would you ruin it?
by overcooking everything.
Well, didn't
Like
it
the
say
ginger?
to boil it and then it goes to
Yeah, but we're
simmer
supposed to
for
simmer it super low for 30
an hour?
minutes,
For how long?
30, 40 minutes.
Oh, well then you didn't hurt anything.
All
You
right.
just beefed it up a little bit, that's all.
Just let it sit there until it cools down for a while.
Yeah.
Be fine. All right.
You won't need any time too soon anyway.
What we're doing next is I need to get the. Well, we got to wait for a little while, so we might as well start on the FUFU.
FUFU?
Mm-hmm.
The butter FUFU?
The stuff that I've never made before. Peel and slice the cassava and the plantain with a knife. The medium-sized pieces. And take out the core. And we're gonna need that other copper pot thing.
This, the round one or this pot?
The one we use all the time. Yeah, the one on the side there. All right, so here's the plantain. Here's the cassava. Just go ahead and put it on the pan on over there. This is the plantain. This is the cassava. Never had one of these before, so I think I have to peel it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Hope my peeler is strong enough. Peel it into a pot.
Peel it right into the trash here.
No, I don't want to. I want to do it on camera.
Huh?
I want to do it on camera.
Oh, I see.
What the hell is
Did we
going
lose
on?
our music too?
We lost everything. We're just not having a great beginning here. Okay, we're turning the music way up. Changing the tone here. I don't know how big of a cassava it wanted me to get.
I think they're all probably about the same, aren't they? As a rule.
They didn't. They had a variety of sizes, I guess.
They're hard to peel.
No, it's like a.
Just slippery.
It's like no, it's not slippery at all. It's just like a thick-skinned potato.
Yeah. After you get done there, you have to skin it again to get all those brown things out.
I don't know if you need to do everything out. Plus, I need to do the other half, the back half. So this is called cassava or arrowroot, or in this case, it could also be called yucca with one C, not with two. Yucca with two C's is a totally different thing, apparently. I learned, having never used this before for anything.
Or you make good potato chips.
It probably, honestly, it probably would. It is very
I'm crazy
starchy.
enough to think about that. If it tastes somewhat like a potato, I could see
This area right here, we're supposed to get rid of.
that's what you call the rot of doing.
Jesus.
Going to do it a little bit.
No, I'm almost done. I can cut off anything else with a knife.
I like your tenacity.
All right, so there's the cassava. Thank you, sir.
Don't you have to cut those bits off?
I'm gonna use a knife now. Can't do that with a butter.
Chips.
With every fucking thing of spices that I own.
I was saying maybe we can make potato chips out of those.
Oh, this is a thick thing. Ah, there's the core they're talking about. Because it wants me
Once
to
you
take the
get
core.
that out, it'll go easier. I think I'd cut it down the middle and just square it, like to get the core out.
Mm-hmm.
Makes the most sense.
There, see, there's the core right there. I don't know. Magic? Box of magic? So we're going to put this in a pot with just enough water to cover. Cook this
Is
for...
that the little pot here, the copper one?
Yeah.
Right here?
And we're going to boil it for 30 minutes.
It's nice to see the kitties coming to their door like they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You just need enough water to submerge it, and that's about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it evenly boils.
Pretty.
Are those your shells?
All right. So that's the cassava. Now I got to do
put any salt or anything
I need
in
to do the plantains first. This does not peel like a banana.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you would not want to eat this raw.
No.
Ever. Even the yellow
You
ones.
don't even want to put that on your banana split?
No, that would not be good.
The ice cream would leave the dish. Just let me out of here. Well, that's soft enough once you get down.
Smells a little banana-y. Thank you. God, it's easy to go through the peel too hard. So two things I've never worked with before, plantains or
You know what I would do in the future for me?
cassava.
I would just cut it in half and I would scoop out the stuff.
Yeah, well,
Maybe that's the way they do it, to do it the quickest.
no, this is how they do it. I'm pretty much doing what I've seen them do in television shows.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to cover this with water.
You need to put salt in it?
Yeah, a little salt.
Yeah.
I'll move that blue thing out of the way.
What blue?
The blue pot.
Oh.
So this is going to go for about a half-hour boiling.
How much salt?
I'll do that when I get it on the...
Okay.
There we go. Throw in some salt. And we're also going to need to hard boil some eggs,
Yeah.
which we might as well do with the AJ. I'll need 3 eggs, or 4 eggs.
I'm not even over there. I'm not even over there.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, this broken.
Oh.
Yeah. Right here.
Why don't you pull out the other one and we'll trade out everything from there. So just put this somewhere on a plate or one of those plates for a minute. As we get AJ out.
Oh, AJ said he was going to be talking to you.
Yeah.
About Google.
About what?
Google.
Okay.
He said he'll explain it to you so you understand what's going on.
You're talking about your Google problem?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
I figure he seems to be the man who knows this
well,
stuff.
no, I mean
so
we
why
solved
not
we
go to
already
him?
we already solved that problem.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
True.
All right. So we're sort of in a wait and see pattern at the moment. We're getting that up to a boil. Let me know when that starts boiling, and then we'll turn down the heat a little bit, and we'll let it go for about 30 minutes.
Hour. Yeah.
I can start putting away. Oh, we can get AJ down. AJ is this here. AJ is what I call my
the numb master.
My egg boiler, my egg steamer. All right. Let me turn the camera so we can look at the AJ. And we're in progress. But I do need to figure out because all the markings on my frickin' egg deal have worn off. So I need to always refer to this frickin' book anytime I want to see how much water I need to put in per egg.
We should make some charts.
Well, it's weird. It's like reverse about what you would think. Hey, Rabbit Canadian, how are you?
Hey, Rabbit.
How you doing, Beaver? So for 4 eggs, we want almost to the top.
Almost to the top?
Yeah, I know. It's weird. It's like backwards.
Wow.
The more eggs you put in, or the less eggs you put in, the more stuff.
Wow.
Which one specifically? We're doing the FUFU. That's the one that's the most confusing. But we're also doing the sage WAT. We're not doing the African peanut stew because, baby, how are you? We have started a few things. Cool. I figured someone was there because there was someone there the whole time. And whenever I feel someone over my shoulder, I always assume it must be you. You're like my guardian angel. All right.
A garnished angel?
All right, so we're going to boil off these 4 eggs for the SEGA WAT. We have, well, since it's early, we've already started drinking. So, cheers to everyone. Yeah, that's going to be weird. I haven't, the description of what it's going to feel like is very odd to me. All right, so let me just read through the steps. FUFU, did you hit it? That is, have you never read the Tao of Pooh? That is how they explain Taoism in using the characters from Winnie the Pooh to do so. If you ever look at my description on my thing, that's where that little quote comes from. It's sort of a bastardization of that. All right, so peel this, put them in 30 minutes. Add cooked plantains and cassava to a food processor and blend. Turn out into a wet bowl and fold into itself until it's smooth. All right. Seems simple enough. Seems just simple enough. So I will need the food processor for that when we get to that point. Until I get this, the NITER KIBBEH done, I can't really get started on the stew. Well, you're welcome. I'm sorry I can't do the African peanut stew as well. It's just I figured I'm going to end up with way too much stew if I did both of those stews at the same time. So I'm doing the SEGA WAT, which I'm very excited about. And then we're also doing the FUFU, which I'm very happy about doing that too. That was the reason, that was what gave us, one of my guests, or one of my one of my audience requested the FUFU. So I'm also excited to see how that works out. But we're making the NITER KIBBEH, which is the clarified butter with every spice in the world, apparently. Here, you can watch as I put them all back, how many spices there are in this particular butter. Clarified butter, that is. I think that's going to be ready sooner than we think.
This here?
The NITER KIBBEH. Yeah, I like to do specials of different cultures to make things fun. I think so too. Well, honestly, one of the reasons I also wanted to do it is because I have this the Berber spice, which I've got a while ago, and I just have never found a recipe where I can really. Everything's backwards, by the way, because I do everything in mirror image at this point. But the Berber spice, I wanted to use that. That's why we're doing the SEGA WAT, is because it uses Berber spice. And I'm excited about using that. So we're trying to be as authentic as we can, or at least from the recipes that I've gotten. I can't tell you honestly, since I've never done much.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's very nice spice. It's
a very.
It looks like almost like a curry powder you might get, but it's definitely got a different flavor and different smell. Oh God, it smells incredible. Doesn't that smell delicious?
I could smell at least 3 different.
3. I bet this probably has about
in
30
there.
different spices in it.
3 that I recognize.
But it almost smells a little bit like.
A little like oregano.
What's that? It's called Berber spice. It's a BERBERE, or Berberi spice. And I think it's from West Africa, if I'm not incorrect. I know that there's a chef named Marcus Samuelson on the Food Network who cooks a lot of African dishes, and he uses the Berberi spice a lot. So that's another reason why I wanted to try it out. Is I like to try things from other cultures whenever I can. Turmeric.
This goes over here.
That goes up there somewhere.
Over here.
Hey, Judo, how are you, sir?
Never had it.
He's going to find out today.
First experience.
We're
with
all
the
going to find
toast.
out today whether we like African food. I like to broaden Uncle Bear's horizons as much as I can.
Especially since you haven't had it either, so we're both getting this together. Something different.
Yes, they did. You have heard of Egypt, haven't you? You've heard of hieroglyphics. Yeah, they had plenty of written language before the colonials showed up. In fact, they were the most advanced civilization on Earth. You know that Egypt is part of Africa, and it's real close to the areas where we're cooking from, like North Africa and West Africa. So that's just silly, Judo. I know you're trying to get me all up, worked out, but there are a few things I know in the universe. Not even normal clothing. Well, hey, trust me, if you grew up in Africa in the heat, you wouldn't be wearing anything but short white skirts and loincloths either. Have you ever been to Key West? Trust me, they don't wear much more than that either.
Well, there are animals down there anyway.
What, in Key West?
Yeah.
Well, Key West, I'd say, has less culture than Africa does, that's for sure.
Have a lot of man-eaters down there.
Yep, and I've met a few. Yeah, you seem to be missing. I think you're thinking of South America, but even they had all the things that you're saying. You know, that is so not true. If anything, it was the tribes that would sell the neighboring tribe off to slavery is the reason most of those cultures went down. She is both. She's half and half. Guess what? That's what she is. She's half Jamaican and half Indian. So you can be both. And I doubt she makes very good. She might make African food because I know Jamaica has a lot of African influences, but as far as I know, she has no direct connection with Africa. No, Obama, his grandparents were Kenyan, so he probably has, or at least knows some good African food. But again, I don't know if he actually cooks it. He's from Hawaii, so I'd be more likely to want to try one of his spam recipes than I would any of his West African recipes or Kenyan recipes.
Well, look at you. You're Irish, and
Well, I
I
just discovered my mother sent me a thing about my great great grandfather and his history in the early part of America. All right, so we can turn that down a little bit. All right, so we're boiling this plantain and these eggs. When the eggs come out, you want to take care of those for me?
Now, is it while they're still warm? You put them in that jar and.
You don't have to be. No, you can put them in cold water first. And
well, that's what I thought.
And then you can do the jar thing. Let me find you the jar. Where's the jar?
Could be up there. Always has been.
Yeah, I know. Things move.
Where the heck did that go? Maybe it went up down someplace else.
You can use this, but you got to put your finger over the top because it's really not that kind of jar.
Yeah. Okay. That'll work.
Or you can just peel in the old-fashioned way. It's up to you.
Well, it's good to let them get a little breakage evenly.
Well, we want them to be totally whole, so we might need to do
know.
an extra egg or two just to make sure of that.
I know. Well, we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We never go to the negative until we get there.
I'm inherently gloomy about the prospect of Africa because all our social policies are based on the fact that their intelligence is the same as ours, whereas all testing says not really. Really? I've never heard anything about that. Well, you got to remember that IQ tests are written for people from Western cultures. How could you write an IQ test for someone who was born and lived in Africa most of their life? It's just, I'm certain that they are equally good at math and sciences and all that kind of stuff. Only they might have had different breeding over the years, but honestly, that's any culture. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure that the inbred people from Appalachia probably don't score quite as high on the. So I don't admit that they're dumber. I didn't even say that at all. I just say they don't score high on IQ tests because IQ tests are made for people who are born in the Western cultures. I don't know. Why did the Jews let themselves be captured by and taken as slaves in Egypt? Why did 90% of the people captured by Romans allow themselves to be made slaves? You know, when you're captured, there's not a lot you can do about the slavery situation. And that was Europeans, that was the German people, that was the French, the Gauls, the British, every culture out there. And it was mostly African. It was basically tribal conflict that ended up in making that happen. Careful, that's hot as hell.
I know.
So slavery has nothing to do with intelligence. Slavery has to do with military might. And if you think about it, the African slaves, it took longer for them to become slaves than it did any other cultures, like the Jews, like the Germans, like the Gauls, like the Anglo-Saxons. They were all slaves to Rome. So slavery has little or nothing to do with the intelligence of a group of people. Maybe in the future will be some
water.
Here, yeah, that's probably enough. Maybe in the future there will be some African history to teach, but at the present there is none or very little. Trust me, have you ever read Zulu Dawn or see the movie? There's plenty of African history. You just don't want to hear it because it doesn't involve anybody you care about, which is a shame, but it's true. Just like American Indian history. I mean, there's history everywhere if you just look. Perfect. Exactly. I mean, the Mayans and the Aztecs and all the pre-Columbian civilizations. I recommend you take an African Studies course, Jiro. That's like saying there's no Japanese history before World War II. Yeah, because the Japanese started with just the samurai and then immediately went into World War II. And before that, they were nothing. They were just weird little lizard people. That's basically what you're saying about Africa. So I have a hard time working with you on that particular concept. All right, we're going to go with this Burberry spice. Once he's done with the sink, I'm going to... uh, well, in Florida, yeah, we used to go to the reserves to get cheap cigarettes because now they own all the casinos, so they're doing much better than most people in South Florida. I don't know. Modern masonry and construction, like in the pyramids, written language in the form of hieroglyphics. Tons of math came from Egypt, in conjunction with the Arabic nations, which really had some of the best mathematicians on the planet back in the day that Egypt was, and the Sumerians and all that were a bit up and going. Yeah, but Africa, I mean, they agriculture. They developed all kinds of things. I mean, being mostly nomadic because the world gave them everything. Being on the African continent. I mean, when you don't have to survive, like when you're so stupid that you move up to an area where it snows all the time, and you have to invent technology to survive the winter. Well, yeah, you're going to invent shit that the people in Africa didn't have to invent because they weren't stupid enough to walk away from the beautiful land of Africa that gave them heat and warmth all year round. And it was a land of plenty because you got to remember, Africa wasn't all desert back then. Africa was mostly lush.
Tropical.
Not tropical, but I mean, it wasn't all like the Sahara Desert. That's more of a modern thing with global warming. Not just global warming, but overall warming over the centuries and eons of time. All right, so I'm going to strain out the NITER KIBBEH. And they also gave us things like NITER KIBBEH, which, I don't know, you didn't do. Here, let me get behind you.
Are you picking on Robo?
I'm picking on everybody today.
Okay.
No one's getting away with shit today. Not on my watch. All right, so we're going to strain out this NITER KIBBEH. I need that glovey glove. So this is the mixture of all the spices in the world into clarified butter.
Did we put a timer on this?
On what?
Just 30 minutes. It's been at least 20, hasn't it?
No.
Nope.
It's been probably about 10, so we'll go 20 more. Why don't you put a timer on now?
Yeah. I think that
All right, so there's my spiced clarified butter. The strainer has, let me share, I'll read it all off to you again. Where'd it go? The strainer has, oh, we forgot to put onions in. That's all right. It's got garlic, ginger, black cardamom, black peppercorns, whole cloves, fenugreek seed, coriander, dried oregano, cumin seed, ground nutmeg, ground turmeric, dried basil. It's got all that. And then we put it into clarified butter. And now this is what we're going to cook most of everything else in. Speaking of that, we're going to move that to there and move that to there. So here, once you grab the glove and move it. Here's the glove.
Oh, this is not, oh yes, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
It is warmy.
So put that back on there, and we'll move this up front.
That's fine. Oh, that is.
Move this over to here. That back up. All right, so now we're going to start on getting the onions going for the, we'll keep this NITER KIBBEH. I'm having a horrible time starting to pronounce things because I've already, oh my God, does that smell good. That smells like everything, that liquid right there. All right, so I am going to follow the instructions again. I am going to take 3 tablespoons of the NITER KIBBEH into a heavy pot or Dutch oven. That is a heavy pot, and I'm going to cover and cook the onions for 20 minutes. How many onions? He wants me to puree the onions, but I'm not doing that. We're putting them in whole. It might not have the exact texture that we would be looking for, but
It'll soften up so much.
But they'll soften up so much that it won't
disappear.
matter. We'll get the flavor. I just don't want to get a whole mixer all. So tablespoons. Well, I can. Yeah.
See, where you get away from it is the fact that it's going in a stew. So
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna stew down for a while.
yes, it's going to disappear. Basically, it's going to evaporate.
All right. So we're gonna put that in. I'm gonna put in a bunch of onion. Not 100% sure why they would want to put this into a blender anyway.
Especially when it's
Especially if it's a
cut
traditional African. I mean, why would? I guess they would probably do it on some kind of mortar and pestle situation.
Well, you know, that cooks up pretty
Oh,
good.
3 cups of onion.
Like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the right kind of thing to do it in.
All right, so I'm going to cover and cook for 20 minutes, stirring occasionally. Over medium to low heat, as it says. So we gotta put
This goes back up there.
yeah, we'll take care of that. So I'm gonna put 20 minutes on the clock for these things. Stirring occasionally. Then I need to cut some garlic up. How much garlic do I need?
Too much.
Tablespoon and a half, and some ginger.
You got your squeezer thing for that, right?
I can squeeze out the garlic for sure.
Seems to work out best for you.
And we can even squeeze out the ginger, I think.
Where's the ginger?
In the fridge here.
Isn't
It
that
comes
kind
in
of
hand to form.
It's not too thick. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it is. I'll chop up the ginger, but we'll do the garlic by mushy thing.
Yeah, that looks too hard to go it in there. I don't think it would last.
I'm going to try a alternate method of use this glove here to rub off the skin off the ginger. I don't know if this is going to work, but it might. Nope, it won't. Got to use the spoon method.
You know what? You put it on that grater thing and just still clean it off. You know,
Nah.
just go over it, and I got it off that way before.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to use this method. Spoon works just fine. See?
Yeah. Just like potato. I think that's ripening it up like a banana, making it turn yellow.
What's that?
The banana, or the plantain.
Plantain?
Yeah, it looks like banana now. It's gotten yellow.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I only need a tablespoon and a half of this.
You didn't need
Yes, this is ginger. So I'm going to do ginger and garlic, which we'll put in after 20 minutes. Yes, ginger is very good on your stomach in general.
This cuts up really much like a potato. It's very soft.
So I'm sure this is going to make it taste lovely. This is probably all the ginger I need right there.
And these back in with the other?
No.
No?
That should go in a plastic bag separate.
Like one of these little ones?
Yeah. All right, then I need about an equal amount of garlic.
Okay, put this root in there with it, in this bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably enough garlic. And I will get the garlic press out. Or Uncle Bear will get the garlic press out. Thank you. And I can teach everybody my favorite garlic trick.
Yeah, that's softened up like potato.
Yep.
That stuff. I just stirred it a little bit. It was just breaking up.
That's what it's supposed to do. All right, we're going to wait
Got
until...
11 minutes to go.
Give me another one of those little dishes.
That was small.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, so we'll put this in when this is ready. We'll put this into the meat stew, or the onions.
Oh, it goes over there.
That's why I said I'd take care of it.
Okay.
All right, so I'm
What's that
stirring.
next to it?
I'm stirring occasionally.
You got two of them?
Well, no, it's because you can do as many as 14 eggs at a time.
Oh, really?
And then there's some insert pieces to do, like
That's a build-up thing.
where you can do like poached eggs or do an omelette kind of thing.
Really? Always learning something new. What was the tomatoes you needed for?
That was going to go into the other.
The beef stew?
Well, I think so. Hold on. Why don't you read the ingredient list real quick on the on this? See if there's a tomato puree thing. I don't think there is. All right, I need to clear this area because I'm going to need the food processor in a little bit. No, look on the ingredient side. See if there's anything about tomatoes in the ingredient list.
I boiled sprouts, vegetables, nice.
No, I think that was part of the chicken stew thing.
Not it. Not in there.
Oh. All right.
On the 9 minutes.
What, no more political contemplation? Biblical nonsense? Oh, you know what I want to do? Is it says a strong beef broth. And I could use veal demi-glace to create the strong beef broth, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just reduce this beef broth in a pot and make it a little thicker. So I need another pan here.
Get the small one back there.
This will work?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Daimlo. Hey, clean. I am cleaning something called SEGA WAT, which is an African beef stew, and something called FUFU, which is, I don't know, it's hard to describe what FUFU is. It's sort of, I don't know, sort of reminds me of poi from Hawaiian cuisine, but both of them are African based. We also made something called NITER KIBBEH, which is a very highly spiced, a very, very highly spiced clarified butter. Right now what I'm doing is I'm going to reduce some beef broth to make it a little bit more intense over here in this pan. So I'm just going to let this cook off for a good long while. Everything we're doing today is sort of slow cooking, so. Oh, and baby cakes. As far as your cookies go, what I think we've decided is that next week we're going to do sort of a dessert show. And I'm going to cook I'm going to bake my tie-dye cake, and we'll make your cookies at the same time. Because I couldn't find coconut extract to do your particular recipe this day. You would think they'd have it at Ralph's or regular grocery stores, but they don't. I'd have to get it online, but it wouldn't have come in by the time we started streaming today. So I decided that that's what we'll do, is we're going to do like a dessert show. Maybe we'll do something else. We'll figure out something else to do instead of just, well, the cake is a lot of work, so. Well, I have the recipe right here waiting for it to be done. Yeah, so here I've got the recipe for the oatmeal cream pies as inspired by Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which, I saw that movie. I don't remember that being something that was specifically important, but I guess it was. Must have been. It was in the grass. Okay. I can see that. Well, I'll try to do mine as close to scale as possible for the movie. All right, where are we at? Let me stir this again. Hey, we got boy in the background. Everybody cheer for the boy.
Pretty.
It smells good. There's no doubt that it smells incredible. Yeah, the smells on here are definitely unique. I've not smelled that on just onion simmering before in my life. So yeah, we'll keep this going. We'll keep that going in the back. We're almost ready to make this. Let me get a bowl out for that. I'm gonna need a big old wet bowl to do this FUFU in. And I will need the food processor when we get to that point, which should be fairly soon. What's that? What's that? Yeah, I got it right here. All right, so we got the food processor ready to go for whenever this is ready. I'm gonna need a strainer to strain out the. I could actually just use this thing, and we'll just scoop it out and put it in. So yeah, these recipes all have long wait periods between things, which is good. Gives me more time to drink and to put on fancy jackets if anyone was so inclined. I have a whole new set of fancy jackets for today.
I thought those were redeems.
They are redeems. I have to wait for someone to do them. I can't just do them on my own. I suppose I could fancy jacket myself, but that seems like I'd waste it for someone else because they only get 4 per day. What about Jiro? He doesn't have any fancy jacket points? So 5 more minutes on, or 2 minutes on the. Okay. Well, I think we're ready to pull the FUFU ingredients. Where's my glove? There it is. All right, we're ready to pull off the FUFU ingredients. It's gonna be weird. I don't want to do it like that. I just decided I need a big strainer. I know what I'll use. I'll use this. This is the blue strainer. I'll get way back here. Yay for noises. I'm going to do something very hot around your head now. All right. So I'm going to pour the water out over here. Okay. So in it goes. Hope this is cooked enough. I've never made this before, so if it turns out like shit, I have only myself to blame. And whoever wrote the recipe.
What could be a secret ingredient they didn't tell you about?
I don't think there's a secret ingredient, it's just technique. I think this is a fully technique-y thing. This is cassava root and plantain, green plantain. And here we go. We might need to add some water as we go. It's going to turn into a very starchy mess. Let's take a look at what it looks like right now. I think it needs a little... Yeah, this is a gooey mess. I need one of these. Obviously, I can't touch it till it's a lot cooler. But eventually I'm supposed to touch it.
Needed.
I'm going to turn it into a... I'm going to turn it into a ball. Looks like that. And that's how you're supposed to eat it. It's called FUFU. Never heard of it before, but I need some cold water, I think. I think I'm supposed to drizzle water into it slowly, occasionally. Okay, give me a sec. It looks like pizza dough. It looks like a pre-cooked, before you cook pizza dough. See that? I'm going to do that by hand after it gets through in here. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be much like a pizza pocket. It's got an interesting smell. It's very starchy.
Very urban.
It's giving my food processor quite a workout. I know that's probably really loud for you guys, but oh well. Don't we get more Ebola from our lettuce than anything else? Oh, you're right. That is E. coli. You're right. Well, this has got a very gummy texture to it. Still some big chunks in here I got to work out. Trying to get some of the liquid out with the steam here, so I'm letting it go so long. So soft and stretchy. I don't know if stretchy is the word I'd use. I mean, more gummy than stretchy. Oh, now it's coming a little stretchy. Okay. Get these big pieces of plantain down in there.
And then you'll be able to work with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything for this for a while
it's too
until it
hot.
cools down, so.
Because that's like cooking it as it goes, you know, with like a soup.
Mm-hmm.
The more you keep that running, as we found out.
God, I'd hate to have to do this by hand, which is the way they originally did it. Mortar and pestle style.
Well, they didn't get our technology yet. We'll have to go back in the past and give it to them, save them some time.
Yeah, I need a good old molcajete. I think the onions are probably ready to go.
Where you going?
All right, let me go and deal with the onions and garlic and ginger. Oink. Think I meant it doesn't matter to me. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit more of this NITER KIBBEH. And then add my garlic. Well, I'll put the ginger in first, since it's ready to go. And then we'll throw in some garlic. Standing over. All right, garlic's in, ginger's in. Do this around. How do I keep losing a glove? Oh, okay.
Doesn't like you, I guess. Disappearing on you.
All right. Cover again. This beef broth is thickening up a little bit, which will get it nice and strong like they want it to be. As opposed to the veal demi-glace, which would just be a waste of veal demi-glace, actually, I think. Uh-oh, we lost camera 4.
Where'd it
Hold
go?
on. Let me see if I can reset camera 4. Problem with cameras over my oven is that they get overheated. There we go. It's back, I think. Yeah, it's back. So here's the onion and what you call it mixture. Put that in for about 5 more minutes. The FUFU is still here. We're still working on that. I have to make it by hand. So obviously I can't touch it until it cools down a little bit. Let me see if I was supposed to cool it before. I have to. Oh no, it's supposed to get gluey and hard. That's what it's a kind of a softish ball, like it's almost like bread without baking it. Yeah, I know, it's weird stuff. They call it a no-chew dish, meaning you're just gonna dip it in your sauce, like the gravy of the stew we're making, and then and not chew it. You're just supposed to swallow it. Definitely has an interesting smell. Supposed to get stretchy. Still seems more gluey than stretchy. So we'll just keep it going.
Gooey.
Bum, bum. Now, if this doesn't turn out, I'm not going to take a lot of responsibility for it because I'm following the instructions as best as I see fit.
Well, Chase will put hot peppers.
Oh, here we
on
go.
it.
Now it's getting a little kind of stretchy. As it cools, I think it's
Put
going
hot
to.
peppers on it to
That
make
the
it taste good, if
I think
nothing
that
else.
the starches are going to bind up and make it more like a gooey, stretchy ball thing. Uh-oh. Guess what time it is? I'll tell you in a second. There's only one thing that can mean. Everybody get your glasses. That don't mean you're reading glasses. Ah, it's that time of day.
Don't forget the issues.
Gotta wait for all the fuzz to go away. There it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11
ish.
Yay! We ished. Yay! We 11-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-ish. See? That's how you know you did it right. Did I put? Oh, I did put a timer on that. Okay, cool.
I don't know.
What do I put in
2
next?
minutes.
Hold on, I got to figure out what I'm supposed to put in after this. Well, this is an Ethiopian stew specifically. Okay, so now I need to. How much beef broth? 1 cup. Well, hopefully I've reduced it enough. Oh, and I got to put the Burberry spice in next. All right, so after this, then I put in 2 tablespoons of Burberry spice. Then we go another 2 minutes. Or 10 minutes. Yeah, we want to reduce this down to it's like about a cup. It'll be nicely thick at that point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, got to go back over to the other camera. Because we are going to add 2 tablespoons of the Burberry spice.
Oh, that looks...
God, there's a lot of flavor going on already over here.
Oh, that does smell good.
So we're doing how much Burberry? Really? A 1/4 cup. Wow. That's a lot. Here we go. 1/4 cup. About a quarter cup. Add 2 more tablespoons of the NITER KIBBEH.
Got that stuff?
Stir that up. That's going to go for another 10 minutes. This is going to be a really flavorful stew if this is what we're doing with it. Where's my glove? Okay, let me get in there. Ooh, look at that.
Mm-hmm. This goes down to a cup. Is that what we're looking at?
Mm-hmm. In 10 minutes we'll put that in here.
Okay.
I think with the meat. Not 100% sure though. So 10 more minutes of this. Stirring occasionally. Remember to occasionally stir that.
That's every 2 minutes. Occasionally.
All right, back to the FUFU. The FUFU. The FUFU already in progress.
It looks a lot smoother now.
That?
It looks smoother now. It's going around easier.
I have no idea how they would have done this by hand.
They were magical people. They could do miracles. As they say, when there's a will, there's a way.
I mean, in a weird way, it's like I'm developing glutens for bread. See where we're at now. Oh, now it's getting stretchy. That's stretchy. In my humble opinion of what is and isn't stretchy.
I think you got a cup here now.
I might as well let it go for those 10 minutes. It's not like we don't have enough liquid.
True.
All right, we're just going to keep going with this until it feels like it's something I can handle. What happened to that big bowl? I had a big wet bowl here. The biggest bowl.
Oh, that's right here.
Yeah, that's the one. I need it wet.
You know what?
Just put water in it, and I can do it this way. God, I would not want to do this by hand. I would be dead.
See why it was women's work? They had more time to do it. Men couldn't do it.
Are you insane?
Huh?
You're such a misogynist.
But somebody had to do the work when the men's out.
Yeah, well, the men were off hunting.
Yeah.
No, the men were off getting blowjobs from the young boys.
Well,
like in every culture back
that's
then.
because his wife didn't have time. She was too busy kneading the dough.
Exactly.
And doing the labor. Has had something. It's biblical. You have to have your muse, as they say.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can put my hand in this without burning my shit.
I wouldn't. You're gonna feel it. Edible or incredible?
Doesn't taste like much. I think we should put some salt in.
That's what you forgot, huh?
That's my belief after this amount of doing this. That's probably not even close to enough.
I would put more than that, yeah.
Well, we'll just do it little stages. I still can't handle it. sickos did that? Pretty much, yeah. Let's just say most guys. There was no such thing as gay until about the 1930s, 1920s. That's when that whole idea even came into existence. I mean, think about it. Abraham Lincoln slept with a man
Man.
every night during all of his professional career. No one questioned it. It wasn't a thought. Samurai in Japan, it was common. Basically, it was common everywhere. Obviously, ancient Greece, it was the preferred relationship over any female relationships. In almost every tribe, one of the rituals for the way men became men was to gain as much manhood from the elders of the tribe by basically sucking their dicks and getting as much semen out of them and using it as the way that they developed their manhood.
And which Bible did you get this out of?
What's that?
Which Bible did you get this
It's
out
not
of?
a Bible. I wrote an entire essay on it in college.
Oh.
I got an A on it too.
They must have believed you.
And it wasn't a gay professor either. And I wasn't even all that bisexual at the point.
Now you know what happened.
But yeah, that's how pretty much all societies ran for most of the time. And honestly, I believe it's probably by design from the women. Is they just didn't want to have to put all that pressure. They didn't want to have to deal with them all that much.
They're still trying to figure men out.
This is still way too hot to deal with.
Okay, I'm going to turn this one off.
Which one? That one? Okay,
Yeah,
turn
but
it off.
you're not going to have, and that's getting down to almost
There we go.
dry. And it's got 4 minutes to go, so.
Okay, well, did you stir it?
I just did, yeah.
Okay. We'll just throw it here. Open it up, and we'll throw a little more of the butter in.
That's a little better.
Bring down.
When does this go in?
That goes in when I put the meat in.
Okay, after the
In
meat.
the next 10-minute section.
Right.
We might need to add a little water to that.
To the onion mixture.
No, the beef broth, because we might have reduced it more than I had
But
expected.
that's about a cup. Here, try it out. Let's see.
Yeah. All right.
Just be on the safe side.
Half a cup at
Yeah,
best.
I thought that was going
So
to
just add a little water to it.
yeah, about half a cup more.
Mm-hmm. That's good. All right, we're going to let this thing cool down, this FUFU. I'm going to put gloves on when I do the FUFU.
I would. 'Cause
Otherwise, it's
gonna
going to be
stick you.
really, really sticky
You're going to be a sticky
and make me unpleasant. I'm not. You wouldn't like me when I'm sticky.
We'll call you Sticker when.
You call me the Stalk,
So,
like the Hulk, but with stickiness.
well, you could be called worse. I'm sure.
It's getting stretchy. As it cools down, I think it's going to get stretchier. Needs more salt though.
I would think so for that amount.
I would bet that they just like it this way and that they wouldn't add salt, but we're Westerners, so we like all salt and everything. Because salt, you got to remember, salt was very expensive. In fact, that's what they paid people in. That's where the word salary comes from. You know that?
Really?
Yeah, the word
Salt?
because of salt. Salt is sal. So salary was your monthly or weekly proportion of salt.
So when this goes off, this alarm, what do we do with that then?
What's that?
When the alarm goes off, what do we do with this onion then?
So we're gonna add. That's when we add the beef and the.
Okay. Here it is right
Okay.
now.
So now we add the beef broth, and now we cook it for another 45 to 60 minutes. Okay. So we add beef broth, salt.
So I put in the beef broth first.
Go ahead, put the beef broth in. We'll add some salt. I'm going to add the salt based on how much meat we're putting in. Following change cameras. There we go. Now we're going to add the meat in.
Okay. You want me to put it in? Take them one at a time, or are you going to do them in one big chunk? Oh, okay, that's not so bad.
We'll do it in 2 big chunks. And just stir the shit out of that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the stew. Basically, it looks like we're braising to the most part. I'm going to add a little more water. I'm going to add a little bit more of this.
Already brown.
This juicy juice. And a hair more.
It looks like it's brown already.
A hair more salt.
This solution down there. The red's disappearing.
All right, now we close it up again, and we add some extra onion right now.
Yeah. Have to use it all.
Yeah, stir that up. No, don't do it all. We're going to put some fresh onion at the end. Did I add more water? No.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to turn this up high for a little bit until we get it up boiling again. Then we're going to turn it back low and do that for a while.
Well, having the cover on it helps. It steams it in. You know. So that.
I bought just regular what they call stew meat, but beef chuck is generally what you would use. I just didn't feel like cutting up a bunch of beef chuck. So check that in 2 minutes, and then, all right, we're gonna see what this FUFU happens now. Put a timer of 40 minutes on the beef, or 40 minutes. We'll check it. So we're gonna have a lot of sitting around for a minute. So maybe I'll do my own fancy jacket redeem. Save you guys the points. All right, so I'm going to take this goo that I've made. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to wet my hands up. Okay, I'm going to keep this here to wet my hands up over and over again because this seems really sticky.
Are we using this for anything, or we used it already?
What's that?
This little.
We used it already.
Oh, so it needs to be cleaned?
No, it was just dry spices. It just needs to be wiped off with a paper towel.
Okay.
All right, well, this is very gummy. If gummy is what they mean by stretchy,
Oh, now it's starting to look like the.
Like FUFU? Like the FUFU your grandma used to make?
Oh, it's looking more like something that could be doughy, that could be turned to dough.
It's not dough. It's never going to be dough.
I know, but it looks like it could be.
Something I can shape?
You just put flour in it, you would have it.
Well, but that's not what's going to happen. So I'm just supposed to fold this over and over again until it becomes whatever the hell it's supposed to become. Still very warm. Still too warm. Ow. As it cools down, it's going to get more stretchy. Here, let me get to the sink, please. All right, so we're just going to let this kind of hang. I tried. All right, guess what, guys? It's happening. Just happening for you, baby cakes, apparently. But Fancy Jack is happening. Yep. Go with first Fancy Jacket. I've got 4 again. 4 new ones. I'll find the right song though. Isn't far away, though someday I may tell the tale of when a tango went into your world I fell. This is only the first of 4 Fancy Jackets today. Be afraid. In the past, the years don't last, though some of them have stayed. See how fancy? I wheeled around because I didn't hear what you had said. We'll get you fancy shoes too. Lay you upon Nemo's bed. Close to me, a handful in a jar. Unfolding for all the willies and their wares. I come by alert but numb to all the glances and the glares. Kind of looks like that, yeah. Time now raise my cup. I thought there was more in the back, but there really isn't. That I'd soon end up. I wheeled around because I didn't hear what you had said, and saw you dancing with a lay-hue up on Nemours bed, and I was foggy, rather groggy. Help me to my car. Like the others, now I don't belong. The simple smiles and full minds feel all wrong. Wheeled around because I didn't hear what you had said. Saw you dancing with the lay-hue up on Nemours bed, and I was foggy, rather groggy. Help me to my car. The binding belt enclosing me, sample in a jar. Yeah, I can't really dance in the regular shoes. They stick to the carpet.
Yeah, the carpet don't stay still.
Oh, now. Just because I don't think he'll get 2 jackets out of this. There you go. You got a double fancy jacket. What the hell happened here? What the hell keeps happening on my...
I don't know. It was just changing songs. You have to talk to the DJ about that.
Yeah, I know. This
He's a
DJ
little
sucks.
quick on the draw.
All right, so you got a preview of Fancy Jacket 2. All right, let's see what's going on with this shit. All right, it's starting to get a little gummy, I guess you could call it. Still needs to cool a lot. So it's moving, it's doing its thing, I think. It's a very slow thing. But we're in no hurry because we have a lot of stew cookery. And once Uncle Bear's off his break, we'll put him in charge for a minute and go take a smoke break for myself. In fact, I'm going to do that now because it's only you, baby. I just gave you 2 jackets. And let me take a break. Uncle Bear will be on once he can. But it looks like things are moving along. It's just we're in a weird rest period. What's in the stew?
Meat.
in the stew is 2 pounds of stew meat, a bunch of that NITER KIBBEH, the clarified butter stuff that I made earlier. Onions, garlic, ginger, Burberry spice, salt, extra strong beef broth, and eventually there will be some hard-boiled eggs that will be pierced with no, not really. It's just where'd it go?
What?
Oh, the Burberry spice. It's not very expensive. It's just spelled Berbere. It's like an African spice blend. I got it off online. It's a lot like curry powder, sort of. It's got a ton of different shit in it, and it smells really good. If you could smell what's going on in here, you'd be very happy.
Smells more like a bakery than a...
All right, so I'm going to step outside for a minute. Uncle Bear's going to stay on camera, more or less. Let me change the camera. I'm going to change it so when you open to stir. No. More like curry. It's got so many, it's got like 10 spices in it at least. Cinnamon is one of them, but it's all those warm, just toasty spices that you love. Uncle Bear is now stirring it up. It's going to go for another 30 or 40 minutes. I'll be back in like 5. But I'll be listening. I'll be outside listening in. So feel free to chat with Uncle Bear. Oh, I think there's a fire. Oh, I think there's a fire. Well, I'm not in the kitchen, nothing I can do about it. Release the nub and AJ shall come. We'll see if that works. Usually does. Everyone, time to meditate a little. Contemplate your existence. And enjoy the bald head of wisdom that is Uncle Bear. Hello, hummingbird. You got a little hummingbird out here. My put a hummingbird feeder. Hello, hummingbird. Enjoy. All right, I'm coming back in. Break is over. Hello, baby cat. You're so pretty. You were able to get all that goo off of there?
Huh?
He was able to get all the goo off the goo bucket. Hello, I'm back for more goo manipulation. Back to Goo Cam 1. Get more gloves.
That is gooey stuff.
Very gooey stuff.
I can see why they do it the old-fashioned way. People power.
Well, it also cooled it down over, instead of being in a WB. What does WB mean?
We'll be right back.
No, BRB means be right back.
Will be.
Will be. Or welcome back. That's welcome back.
Oh, is it welcome back?
I think it's welcome back.
Is your name Mr. Carter?
That makes more sense.
Are you Mr. Carter?
All right, so we're going to try to stir this shit up again. See if we can get it to do what it's supposed to do. Oops. I'm trying. Seems like it's the right temperature now. Just very gummy. Not 100% sure I did this right. Says to fold and keep folding.
Yummy.
Uncle Bear just tried the stew.
I just tasted that the stew meat.
Apparently I'm supposed to take out the chunks as I do this.
That's amazing. That's so good.
So it looks like the stew might be a success.
The flavor is perfect.
More than my FUFU.
Oh boy, boy, boy.
Keep thinking that the FUFU is going to be better the second once it gets. I just sit here and keep spraying my hands with water.
You could have wished you hadn't done this part.
Well, just keep spraying my hands with water.
I'll keep spraying it.
Okay.
And hold on to the thing from blowing off.
It is slowly becoming the thing it's supposed to become.
Good.
The FUFU. Spray. Thank you. Here we go. We're getting there. Slowly. I think maybe the folding is going to be a lot longer than I thought the folding was going to be. It is getting stretchy like they said it would. Not yet. I don't want to get too much water in here.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm just getting the folding in.
Almost seems like you need powder on your gloves.
No, that's not what it says to do, so I'm not going to do it.
But it probably still would stick. You know what I mean?
It's getting more ball-like if you look at that here. Move that hand. It's getting more ball-like over time.
Like another pair of gloves?
No. It cleans off pretty good. So we're going to let it cool a little more. It's getting there, though. It really is, believe it or not.
One more?
No.
This is sticky.
You know what you can get is a little bit of that, a couple of those Red Bulls, the black Red Bulls.
The black Red Bulls?
You know, the ones, the fancy ones I got for doing pasta.
Oh, the bowls.
Yeah, the bowls.
I thought you said bowls.
Let's bring all four
Black
out.
bowls. Okay.
Bring out all four, and we'll see what happens with them. And don't kick the paper, there's a cat in it. I don't know why they did it this way, but this is the way they did it. Well, it tastes like something. You know what exactly, but it tastes like something.
You want this?
No, just keep them all together for now. We're going to put the stew and the FUFU on this side once I get the FUFU.
Oh, I see. One thing about this is it'll be very meaty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like your typical stew that's got more liquid than it does body.
How the hell they made this in the olden days, I have no idea.
They kept putting their fingers in the sand around them, you know, so that
I don't
it cleans off their hands.
I don't think it was sand. I almost want to throw it in the refrigerator for a little while.
That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Huh?
Why don't we do that? Let's throw that in the fridge for the time that we're waiting on the
Should we
stew to
put in
finish.
something to...
No, the whole bowl. Just throw the whole bowl in the fridge outside.
Outside, okay.
I don't think we have space for it anywhere else. Let's take a look at the stew.
I don't know how this is going to work. Like that, I guess. Don't you eat those cherries? Oh. Huh? Oh. Cat's having a ball on the paper. Is that not good or what?
Got a lot of flavor, that's for sure.
Perfect. Is that the thing? That would be the first thing to make you walk away from it. You know, the flavor of the liquid.
Needs to be heated up a little more. I turned the heat up a little bit.
Yeah.
Get it back up to a boil. Need to get this chair back in here. There we go. I'm going to sit back here on this chair.
That's yes. That's supposed to be something you're supposed to have in here, right?
I got a fan behind me, so.
Are you warm?
Not warm, I'm just
Just a little
tired.
on your feet, tired.
Yep. We've been going for what, 2.5 hours?
Yeah. Well, we just keep going till the stuff is done.
I know.
You know?
We don't end until we got food on the table.
Yeah. I think we made the right idea to go with what.
What's that?
I think we made the right idea to go with what we did, the beef stew.
Instead of doing the chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah. The peanut stew, we would have too much shit going on right now.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't feel like I want to make cookies.
No, those are not necessary.
But the stew can actually go for another half hour before it's ready. Otherwise, the meat's not going to be done properly.
You know, I don't know if you ever heard this before, but you know, people in the old days made the best. They made the best desserts because usually the meal itself wasn't tolerable, but if they had a dessert.
Yeah, your mic's all weirdly positioned. No one's going to be able to hear. Come to me real quick.
Yeah, right there.
I know it's pointing It's pointing sideways. Here, come here.
I got it on the right side or wrong side?
No, it's pointing towards your mouth more.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, no one can hear what you're saying.
Well, they never do anyway. I don't even hear what I'm saying.
Well, because your mic's always pointed in a weird direction.
Well, you put them on me, so.
I do not. You move them over time. I blame you. Yeah, I think if we cool down this stuff, the goo is going to be much
I think so too.
easier to manipulate.
I think it needs a chance to gel a little bit to get.
Well,
where
honestly,
it's
I don't
working.
think it's much off from what we want it to be. It's just so damn sticky. You know what I'm going to put? I'm going to put oil on my fingers next time. I'm going to use oil. I know that's not in the recipe. Maybe I'll use this the butter stuff. That'll help. That'll work.
Well, at least it'll add the flavor
It's
that's
got all the
going
flavors
with
in
it.
it, so. Right,
Trouble with this,
alright.
everything seems to be sticky from that stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's a sticky recipe.
Someone will repeat
Apparently,
too
Africa
often.
people like sticky.
Well, they
At
wear
least-
those aprons all the time. You know, they got plenty of cloth and material. They can wipe it
I
off.
don't think that's what they do with
No?
their, because then they'd have to clean their aprons all the time. And
Well, they just ask for new ones.
They don't have new ones. They're in Ethiopia. They don't got new anything, hardly.
Somebody's going to be making them in the other room. Somebody's got to be doing it. Maybe it's the men.
Yeah, that's what the men are doing. They're all sewing.
Yeah. They're stitching. They're trying to
In
invent
your
the
theory
needle.
of the universe, that's what they're all doing on the other side.
They're trying to invent the needle because they don't want to pull it through with their hands, you know. Oh, well. We must distort history a little bit.
What to do for 30 minutes? I don't
You
want to
could
make.
dance.
I don't want to make another dish.
No. Oh, while you're sitting
I wouldn't
there?
be able to get the cookies done in 30 minutes. That's for sure.
Yeah. We don't need them. We're gonna have a good meal. You know,
Yeah.
don't insult it with the dessert that anybody could have.
And if this FUFU doesn't work out, we always have bread.
That's true.
I've got some nice Italian bread to use as a dipping dip.
There's always solutions. Even noodles would work.
I think this needs salt, is what it
Huh?
needs. Oh shit, the fire went out a while ago. That's why it's not cooking.
Do you know my biggest fear was on this
The fire
stew?
went out. The fire went out.
It did?
Yeah. That's why
The
it's not
thing
boiling
that I
anymore.
had the most concerned about was that it would come out tasting like what's that very hot? Oh, Korean. You know that
Creole?
Creole, and it'd be
No,
just
there's
way
nothing.
too
There's
hot.
nothing spicy in it at all.
Yeah,
really.
I know, but that's why I thought it would be good because I didn't see anything.
I mean, it's got
that went in there.
spices. It just doesn't have spiciness to it.
Yeah, I
Let's
like
get
that
this-
flavor though.
Let's get this up to a boil quick, because we wasted a lot of time with it sitting without fire on it.
True.
When you saw it without bubbles, you should have figured something was wrong.
Well, I thought that you wanted that low.
But low still has bubbles,
Oh.
especially with the lid on.
Well, one thing, that meat is cooked. There's no doubt about that.
It's not cooked. No, it's
I
gonna
bet
be.
ya.
It would be tough as shit right now. That's what the half hour or hour of cooking is gonna take.
Or maybe I'm getting distorted by the coloring.
Yes, I know you are.
I have a banana. I'm waiting.
So since we don't talk politics here, what do you want to talk about?
Um,
You want to give me half of that banana? Give me like the
Yeah.
top third of that banana. I could use some banana. There we go.
yeah, I think so too. A little potassium don't hurt anybody.
Yummy.
They're about the right time to eat them. So when they get too overripe.
All right, so I should just drink as fast as possible, get myself drunk, so I'm more fun.
We won't hold it against you.
At least that's what everybody tells me.
But they have to come on and tell you that. I'm surprised AJ wasn't on today.
You know, it's timing. Everybody's got their own schedules, so people come when they can. And the rest and the menu did not necessarily inspire people to come running.
Uh,
And I really think that this needs some kind of thickening agent, personally. Something to make it thicker, like some cornstarch. But again, this isn't my recipe, so I don't know. You know what I can do is I can put these fork holes into the egg. Because the eggs are supposed to have 1/4-inch fork holes through them. So we'll do that with my little 2-prong fork
okay.
that I use
Hey,
to
little girl, what are you doing
eat
there?
herring with.
The princess is in the house. Hello, hello. Come on, baby.
So I guess we're piercing these eggs just to make them so they'll absorb stew better.
You know what I figured out today? I can get 8 trips, round trips, to my house on 1 tank of gas.
At least, if not more. Probably way more.
Well,
8 trips from your house to here?
at a quarter right now. You know, and I've made 3 trips already. You know,
All right, well, I'm having a little herring. Because to me, pickled herring is one of the perfect foods. And since I got my fork out and all.
what is that?
Pickled herring,
Oh, pickled herring.
you know, your favorite thing.
Yeah. Well, it's good you like that. It's
What's
good you
that?
like that.
I
Why
do.
not? You came from fish country.
My mother likes it. I like it.
Really?
How's this? And now we should have some sweet gherkins. Now, at least this I know that Uncle Bear likes. Yum.
Are those gherkins? Oh, gotta have one of those.
Now we got it
I'll
going again.
got some boiled.
Now I got to put it in for another 30 minutes.
Well, at least we stayed up with the cleanup a little bit.
It's true.
This is so hard because some of this stuff got way down and back of there. Almost cut my finger at getting in there. So I figured I'd let it soak a little bit. You know, loosen it up.
Yep. All right.
Well, I always enjoy cooking with you. It's always a pleasure.
No matter how weird it gets.
We have
All
fun.
right.
Though.
I say we go try that the gooey shit.
Really?
This time I'm gonna do it with my fingers filled with
You want to get back to the
clarified
goo?
butter. Oops.
Hi, little baby.
Sometimes I'm gonna stick my hands in gooey butter, as opposed to water.
That seemed to be a little better.
Yep.
You know, like it set a little bit.
Well, let's see what happens. Here we go.
That's what it needed. Is that oil?
That's the butter stuff that we
Oh, the
made.
butter, yeah. That'd be better.
Now it's doing what we want it to do.
It's almost like a dumpling you would put on the soup or something.
Well, it said to keep folding it until it gets to that shiny.
But that's what I'm talking about. You know, something like that, you would think it'd be like a dumpling. It's not baked, it's not cooked first. It's just put on
Oh,
the.
and putting the oil on my hands is like a million times better than just putting
yeah.
water.
It'd be better to clean this too. You know, with the oil.
If we ever make this again, we're using butter.
And maybe that's the whole point: is you learn as you go. You figure it out.
I mean, it's definitely not authentic, but. So, baby cakes, we got balls. We will soon. Because look at this now. Now it's like a dough.
Yeah, and that's what it's supposed to be, like a dough.
Mm-hmm.
Nice thing about you making these things is people can see how to avoid mistakes.
Well,
what you
I mean,
find.
honestly, this isn't part of the recipe, what I'm doing, but
I know, but when they see this and they have a problem, they go, "Oh, didn't he use something else to do this?"
but this seems to work.
Yeah. As bad as making bread. Oh, the kneading.
Well, that's what it asked for.
Maybe that's how you get the air in there, or something to make it puffy.
No, you just stretching it out, getting the gluten, getting the liquid out of it. In this case, we're adding oil to it, so we're...
And that might have been the thing to do right along, is you use oil
Well,
instead of water.
if it had said it, but it certainly isn't authentic.
Well, at least it's better.
Oh,
On your
at
fingers,
least we're
still.
using a type of butter that is from the recipe for the other thing, so it's not like it's not an African butter.
Well, it's even easier on that, getting your hands all sticky with the stuff just sticking to it without letting go. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. All right, give me one of those plates. I'm gonna ball it out into 2 balls. I'm gonna try to make it look as much like that picture as I can. It looks like the picture. Here, put it up here. Put it over here. We can put it on the camera. There we go. See? That looks a lot like the picture. So we'll put the stew right next to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to split this into 2 more balls. And get that one out of the way.
Oh, sorry. Put that there for you. And this one here, and move that there.
There you go. Okay.
This looks like the end of the thing, getting down to that part.
At least we cheated. We cheated a little bit, but that's okay. I don't feel bad about it
How do we know we cheated?
because I added butter.
Yeah, but how do you know that's not the proper thing to do?
Because I looked at the recipe. The recipe
Like
didn't
I say,
include butter.
the secret ingredients is
Did they
that
hide?
you found it on your own, the secret to how to do it. They said water, but they were telling you a lie so you don't steal it.
So the NITER KIBBEH seemed to be the answer to our problems. Now let's take a picture or 2 of these. So this is my version of FUFU with a buttery additive at the end. It's a thing, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I was right. It's cleaning up easier because of the butter.
Oh, sure.
You know, before it was just sticking like glue. But it's now cleaning up nicely.
All right, so here we go. We've got the KIBBEH. So it doesn't taste like a whole lot,
Maybe the stew makes it taste better.
but it is more or less authentic. Now we're just waiting on the beef stew, which unfortunately we let the heat go off for a little bit. Yeah, this beef's not going to be tender for a while. Huh. We'll put the eggs in about 12 minutes.
Okay.
Because then we're going to eat it no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm. Just had to get a double washing. You know?
Well, the
Because,
thing about doing stews for a stream is that there's a lot of waiting time, no matter how you do it.
Yeah. That's why I have to have activity, you know, entertainment and other activities.
Yeah.
Because whenever we do that, like when you do your fashion show, and then we do a dancing thing.
Is that what you call a fashion show?
Yeah, and all the rest of it. It takes time. You know, fills in the time. People run and get their popcorn and and their drinks, cocktails.
Well, so
especially.
far after I did, it seems that everybody just ran away, but that's all right.
Well, you didn't give them the dance yet.
We still have 3 viewers. We don't know who they are.
But they're under contract.
We don't know who they
Union
are. We don't know who
contract.
those 3 viewers are, but we got them.
They're union contract people.
They're probably me, my iPad,
Yourself
and
and
Chase. That'd be my theory. That was gooey stuff. We're not making anything gooey anymore.
Not like that.
I'm against the goo.
Any goo will do. No goo. will do.
No goo will do at this
No
point.
goo will do. I like that one better. No goo will do. It almost sounds like a recipe.
Hey, AJ, you made it.
Ooh.
AJ just said
Oh.
hello, Uncle Bear.
Oh, I didn't. Hi, AJ.
So we made this. This is called
Hey.
FUFU. Cassava root and plantain. One of the gooeyest things ever made. And we got our stew rolling. We're almost done. We're about 20 minutes off the stew. I still think it needs to be thickened, but it's not my recipe, so I'm not going to do that. About 10 minutes, we're going to put the you can, in fact. There's one particular way to do it. This is how I like to do it.
Are you kicking?
Hmm?
Are you kicking?
No, it was just.
They come out.
I was. So I'm gonna taste this stuff. This is really. I exploded it. I mean, this stuff is a thing. There is no doubt about that.
I think it's supposed to be like a dumpling.
Did you try it?
No.
Let's try it. Uncle Bear's gonna try the FUFU.
If I could get the stuff off my fingers.
Now he's gonna eat a lot of it. It's not bad. It doesn't taste bad.
We have to have enough to make a judgment.
Well, once we put the stew on top of it, it'll absorb some of the flavors of the stew, I think.
I think that's what it's for, to absorb the
Well,
stew.
that's the whole point of it.
Yeah. I think it'll serve like a dumpling.
We definitely exploded it. You missed Fancy
It'll thicken
Jacket.
up.
You haven't seen Fancy Jacket. You're the only one who can afford it, but I'm not doing Fancy Jacket right now.
You know that? That's probably a thickener. for
We
the
need
soup.
to kaiju this. That's the problem. We haven't kaiju'd this. Kaiju hasn't been here in so long that I forgot about kaijuing things. That's how we make things taste good. Yeah, I've solved most of his problems, his Twitch and his Discord. So yeah, we fixed most of it. We'll throw a little more salt in there too. Yeah, I got him up on his Discord though, so I'm excited about that. He's not very, he doesn't really know how to do the channels and all that, and he doesn't always like to ask me. No, that was Burberry spice, the African spice. Pretty much the main reason we're doing this whole thing, because of this Burberry spice. It's a lot like curry powder, but it's African based. All right, I'm gonna throw the eggs in. So we're gonna throw some eggs in here. A very, which I pierced with I cooked with the my AJ device. I use the AJ egg cooking device to cook my eggs. We'll just stir them under so they get underneath the liquid. It doesn't. It is the best egg cooking device that I've had. Nope, I do not poke the hole. I don't believe in hole poking.
No.
Okay, let me get that in there real quick, and we'll do it with a better spoon.
Well, it won't go down anymore. Won't go under.
You know what's missing? Now that you showed up.
The nub.
Yeah.
You had the lid on it again?
Not yet. Like I said, it's missing one important ingredient. There we go. Now it's perfect.
Well, you can't go wrong with a carrot in there.
Now it's going to taste right.
You know?
No, how could it go wrong?
It just adds sweetness.
The nub is God.
I put a little salt in there.
Oh, you love the nub. The nub is life.
Well, you won't have problem finding the eggs, that's for sure.
Oh, it's got so much flavor. I made this stuff called NITER KIBBEH, which has basically every freaking
nice
spice
flavor.
you can imagine put
This
into
is the
clarified
dumpling.
butter.
This is the dumpling.
Yeah, there's
Put
so
that
much
around
flavor
there.
you could not even imagine. I just put in the hard-boiled eggs and the nub. It now has a nub, which will fix everything in the next 13 minutes. No, it's a very earthy, very deep earthy spice, not necessarily. Oh, here, you do miss the balls though, baby. Here's my balls. I finally was able to make the balls. That's one. Got 3 balls. I know most people just have 2, but I've got 3. The nub is going to choke someone? No. Nub is God. Nub is Lord. Nub will always put you on a path towards goodness and grace. right, you know what I need? I need one good song, and then Mervin. Well, here you go, Mervin. This is for you. FUFU. That is FUFU. Kind of.
FUFU Yong.
Here it is. I'm going to taste a little FUFU. Very gummy and weird. It's supposed to be eaten with the stew. So, once the stew's done and we put it with the FUFU,
It makes
I
it
think it's
fruity.
going to be something more edible. It's not that it's unedible. It tastes fine. This doesn't taste like a whole lot.
I think it's supposed to be like a dumpling.
Well, not a dumpling. It's just a side dish. It's like bread when you don't have bread. Oh, you didn't watch us make it. If you watched us make it, you'd say it's anything but fun. It's gooey. It's way too gooey. Yeah, kind of like bread and some soup. Yeah, but if you watch me make this stuff, you'd say that was nowhere near like fun. Here's the stew that we're doing. We're doing the SEGA WAT stew. Right there. And for you, baby cakes, here's the nub. Always got to have a nub. Otherwise, what are you really doing? Nothing. Just cooking nonsense. What'd you have for dinner? What made you unhungry at first? Mervin did. Mervin made me look up the FUFU recipe. And once I looked that up, I had to, make a themed show out of it, which I made my Africa show based on that. So that's where I figured out the SEGA WAT beef stew, and I also made the NITER KIBBEH. I was gonna do another stew altogether, but I would have too much stew right now at that point, so I decided just to do the one stew. I'm gonna leave that as a rule from now on. One stew per night, max. One stew rule. Yeah. I'm not gonna do. I'll do the peanut butter or the African peanut stew sometime in the future because I really do want to do that. Well, now I want fettuccine. Uncle Bear, we got to make fettuccine now. I want fettuccine Alfredo all of a sudden.
I don't
got all
like
this
fettuccine.
chicken that I didn't use. I got a shitload of chicken thighs. Uh-oh. There's a rattling in my cup. I think it is. Need to get some more ice. I'll be right back. Laugh when they shoot you. Say, please don't do that. Oh, this can't be bought. The solar garlic starts to rot. Was it for this my life I saw it? Maybe so. 11-ish. Ready. Everybody count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11
Ish.
ish. A bartender stream? I only drink one drink. Uncle Bear would have more fun doing that. He'd make you a... What? A lot? Oh, come on. I'll show you why it's not. In 1 second. Give me a second. It's the perfect ratio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-ish. See? Worked out perfectly. I don't know how to make non-alcoholic drinks. That just seems weird. What's Uncle Bear doing? Oh, Uncle Bear's stirring up the stew. Oh. Here, here's to everybody. Here's to everybody. Baby Cakes is saying hi.
Who did?
Baby Cakes.
Oh, tell her I said hi.
Giro.
Hi.
That's true. Well, however, I hate to talk about common or modern politics. In that, I 100% agree with you, Giro. But it's true of both parties. Honestly, the Democrats are just as forgetful. I mean, I can name like 15 things that no one remembers about what happened 8 years ago. Biscuits. I did biscuits last week. Well, I said I'd vote for a potato if that was the nominee. Did you see that? You saw the biscuits last week. You were here when I finally did the biscuits.
Yeah,
They
the
were
thick
awesome.
ones.
Those were incredible biscuits.
They were big.
They were like my best biscuits in a long time. All right, I think we're ready to serve some stew. I'm going to put some cornstarch. I just need a slurry in there, I think.
You doing well?
I'm going to thicken it up a little bit. I just can't see that that's the right.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt it.
Yeah, I got to thicken it. It just doesn't seem right the way it is. So I'm going to make a quick slurry, cornstarch and cold water. Wait, what? No, you can't do that if you put cold, warm water. Let's stir that up. That's going to thicken it up a little bit. Because you can't put a warm liquid with a starch. I mean, I guess you could at that point, but it wouldn't have helped. The way we did it is the way you're supposed to add starch to a stewing liquid. Yeah, because starch you can't put in a hot liquid. Starch has to go in a cold liquid. You turn it into a slurry, then you add it. Otherwise, it'll just out cold. Just cool to room temperature. Cool. Whatever comes out of your faucet. Cool. All right, we were just about ready to serve or plate. No, it doesn't thicken the cold water, but you need to get it to dissolve before you put it into the warm liquid. Now that it's in the warm liquid, it's going to thicken the warm liquid. Yeah, it's already started to do it. All right. So I'm going to plate. I'm going to take one of the hard-boiled eggs. Some extra liquid. So there we go. That is what we made tonight. Take it over to this camera real quick. This is what we made. FUFU with SEGA WAT. See how much thicker that liquid is now? It has a lot of flavor. A ton of flavor. Well, the egg's a hard-boiled egg. It's supposed to be a hard-boiled egg. It's not going to have any goo come out of it. But I'll cut it open for you. So there, I cut open the egg. I'm going to try some of the meat. Oh, man. Yeah, if you think about it, if that really was their mission, wouldn't it be smarter to take the best qualities of every race and put them together? It tastes really, really good. The FUFU does absorb the stew. I guess. It's hard to explain the flavor. It is so rich and flavorful. Here, let me get you a good close-up on it there. So I'm going to take a little of the FUFU, dip it into the stew, take a small piece of meat here. It's just all the earthiest flavoring spices like nutmeg, and I wouldn't say the sweet spice like cinnamon, even though there is cinnamon in it. I don't know, just a rich, deep flavored stew. Here, Uncle Bear. Here, I'm going to give Uncle Bear some. Here, just pick it up. This is your fork. Here, use the fork. I'm not going to feed you like a baby. Well, then you don't get any. Then none for you, dear. None for you, Judo, because this stuff is incredible to taste. I'm very happy I made it. There's no acquired taste to this at all. This is, if you have taste buds, you're going to like this.
Yeah, I gravied mine a little bit.
Yeah, let's we'll take a picture of that. Take it over to the table. You don't need to do it here. Uncle Bear's going to take some pictures of his. It looks beautiful. What are you talking about? What do you think stew is supposed to look like?
What does he say?
He takes you take nice pics. Go take pictures. Don't eat it.
Okay.
No. Not as African as you might think. Especially not as Northwest African as you might think. Really? Well, that is a huge compliment. That's incredible. Thank you so much. That means a lot for you to say that, because I was hoping it would be at least somewhat authentic. And even if it just looks like it, at least that's a good sign. I need to give the boy some. Oh yeah, the FUFU. I don't know. The FUFU is a weird thing. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You saw the boy. All hail the boy. Well, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. This is the first time I've ever tried any of these things. Thank you, Jogdon.
Okay.
Mm.
Huh? Yeah. This is like a dumpling.
More
than anything,
FUFU, huh?
to absorb the stew.
Bunch of FUFU, get some sauce into it. Now, I'm not chewing the FUFU, I'm just chewing the meat, because it says not to chew FUFU. It's actually got a really nice texture. Very smooth. Yeah, I can see that. It's a bit like mashed potatoes. It's denser. It's got a more, nice hearty consistency, which is nice. Well, that's what I like to do. I like to cook stuff I've never cooked before. The more complicated, the better. That's why, Mervyn, thank you so much for suggesting the FUFU. Because I wouldn't have thought of it on my own. The boy and Uncle Bear are loving it over at the dining room table. Mm. And that Burberry sauce, or the Burberry spice, is just... Mm. The Burberry spice is just so fucking intense. It's not spicy, but it's that a lot of spicy, like where it's got so many spices in it. The closest I can compare it to is curry, but it's its own thing for sure, 100%. They're over here. They can't. They're just devouring it. They're not gonna have. There's not gonna be. Let's put it there. There's not gonna be any left by the time. By the end of the night. Usually we have stuff left over, but not today. I'll show you the boy's plate when he's done, because trust me, it's gonna be empty. Hmm. If I didn't like it, I would have only had 2 bites and then walked away. But no, this is really, really good. The only thing I would do different is I would take like 6 hours to cook this to cook the meat. Obviously, I can't do that in a stream, but that is the only difference I might have done, because it would have really broken down the meat a little bit more. But other than that, this is absolutely perfect. And the recipe certainly didn't call for that. That is so good. All right, guys. Well, me eating food is basically the end of the show, so I guess this is the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Love you all. It's time for a little meat stick. I hope you saved room, because here comes the meat stick. Always a pleasure. I hope you saved room for some meat stick.